All right, we're now going to go over report writing in Horizon and generating the report and uploading it to ISN and sending it to the client and the realtor. As you can see, I've already logged into ISN. I have the inspections up for today. I've also logged into Horizon. You should already be able to do this at this point. This is my inspection for today. It was at 716 Sahara Drive in Sun City Center, Florida. The very first thing that I do is to upload the pictures that I have taken with my camera. The majority of the pictures are taken with the tablet in the report writing software of Horizon, but my tablet does not have a flash, so there are some pictures that I take with a camera, like say up in the attic in certain areas. So first thing I'm going to do is create a folder for those pictures. And the way I do this is I click on the date and time. It says view order form, and it will pull up that particular order for this inspection. As you can see, it's got the date, time, address, client, buyer's agent, all the pertinent information. We had a regular home inspection, a wind mitigation report, a 4-point inspection, a WDO report, and they have added a sewer camera inspection. After I discussed that with them, they had cast iron piping, so we'll get into that a bit later. But the way I make a folder for the pictures is I come up to the address and I copy it, and you can right click and click copy, or you can just hit Control C on your keyboard, and then I go to my documents folder, and I'm using Windows 10, so this is what the documents would look like. If you're using a different operating system, it may appear different, but I go to my pictures file, and you can see all the pictures that I've saved. This is from yesterday, earlier this week, last week, and it's got from earlier this year. I've got every house that I've ever done. I've got a folder with the pictures in case I need to refer to them at some later date. So I'm going to click new folder, and it'll pull it up here, and I've already copied the address from ISN, so I'm going to hit Control V and enter. And so now I've created a folder for that inspection that I can place the pictures. And my camera memory card happens to be here. Again, if you're using a different operating system, it may be in another location, but just you need to find your removable disk that has your pictures. And there's the folder. Double click it and it'll open the media folder, and here's all the pictures that I have. Actually, this is from 2 inspections. This is one that I did previously that I didn't remove from the memory card. But this is the first picture that I took. I always take a picture of the outside front so I know where the pictures begin. So I'm going to click that, hit shift down to the last picture. You can see it copied all of those pictures there. And I'm going to copy those pictures, go back to the main picture folder, and you can see here at 716 Sahara Drive, and it's empty. You can see these down here have pictures already in them. So we're going to double click that, open that folder, and then paste the pictures that we just copied from our memory card, and there you go. You have a folder at 716 Sahara Drive, Sun City Center, Florida, with all of these pictures here that we can use for the reports. So we have that. Now let's close that. Now we're going to go over to Horizon, and as you can see, here's the same inspection, 716 Sahara Drive, Sun City Center. So we're going to open the report, and everything that's already entered that I put in while I was doing the inspection, you can see all the information here. And what I like to do first is edit the pictures. So the first picture we come to here is the title page photo. You're going to click on the pencil to edit, and it'll open a screen that shows you all of the pictures. And I'm going to deselect this and designate that as a title page. Even though it says title page, if you don't designate it with this selection here, it will not appear as a title page on the printed report. So this says copy this image to the title page. Okay. Title page image was set. Okay. So now, as I was saying previously, there are some pictures that I took with my camera that are not in this report. So we're going to have to load those photos to match the entries into the report. So you come up to the right hand corner where it says load photos. You're going to click that. You're going to come over and choose files, and that will pull up your document page. We're going to go over here to pictures, and this leaves list these in number address order. So it was 716 Sahara Drive. So we're going to scroll till we find it, and there it is. So we're going to double click that, and it's going to open all the pictures that we just loaded here a few minutes ago. And we're going to find all the pictures that we need to enter into the program that were not taken with the tablet. And those pictures are going to be this one. And if you hold the control button down as you're selecting the items, you can select more than one at a time. This is going to be the temperature readings on the air conditioning. Have pictures of the insulation up in the attic. Those are there. We had a junction box that did not have a cover up on the attic, up in the attic, excuse me. And then we have a picture of the cast iron piping that we recommended they get a sewer scope. And I believe that is going to be it. So we have all of those selected, and we hit open, and it's loading the 6 pictures that we chose. And then it brings you back to the picture page. And what I like to do is to edit the pictures first, and then go back and enter the pictures where they go in the report. So none of these need editing. You do have to add some arrows and circles. As you can see here, a circle was already added while I do the program with the tablet. You can enter circles, but you cannot enter arrows. So this one here, let's open it up. Just left click, and it'll show you the cover missing. Probably doesn't need anything, but we'll go ahead and put an arrow here pointing to where we're talking about. That's a good idea if you have a picture with a lot of different items in the picture and you need to designate exactly what you're talking about. It's good to put an arrow or a circle. You can change the arrow direction. As you can see, whichever direction you would like it to point in the picture, several different kinds. If you want to put a circle in, you can change the circle size by sliding this bar here. You can also change the color and shape, but we just use red. That's okay. So we have an arrow here in the picture, and so we're going to go down to the bottom and click save, and it's saving, and it'll pull the picture menu back up again, and you can see that arrow that we added is in that picture, so that's good. Let's go ahead and open this picture as well, because we're talking about the cast iron piping. And it's got some other things going on in here, so we're going to put an arrow in there as well, pointing to the cast iron piping. All right, we've got the arrow. And if you make a mistake, you put the arrow in the wrong place, or it's the wrong direction or whatever, you can clear photo, remove current shapes, and then that will remove the picture. Let's put the arrow in a different direction. We change the direction, put it back in there. Let's put it there. And we're going to save that. Okay, so that picture is done as well. Alright, had a missing screen here. Probably should go ahead and put an arrow there because there's 2 windows here. This window doesn't need a screen, but this is the one that's missing. So we're going to point that out, that it's that window. Save it. Alright, and sorry about that, I forgot to take my memory card out. Let's see, we have a circle around the main disconnect, so that's good. Circle around the main shutoff here and here. Let me see if there's any more pictures that need editing, and I don't believe that they do. This was a pretty clean house, honestly, so there's not a lot of pictures. Some inspections will have double or triple this amount of pictures, but this house was pretty clean, so we don't have a lot of pictures to edit. So we've got all the pictures edited, so we're going to come down here to save and close, and that will save all the editing that we just did. We're going to deselect title page photo just because it will duplicate the heading in the report, and it's just not necessary because we've already designated that title page photo as the title page, so we're going to take that out. So what I like to do next is to make sure everything, all the information for roofing and description, that's all there. We got a picture for the asphalt shingles, picture for the modified bitumen. You don't have to take pictures for the flashing. You got the age, probability of leakage, typical life expectancy, that's all in there. All right, then I go over to limitations, and the inspection was performed by walking on roof, yes. Age was determined by the building permit that was dated 12/30/2013, and I got that information by looking it up on the building permit reports for Hillsborough County, which is another very useful tool. We'll get into that maybe another time. So then limitations are good, recommendations, we come over there, and I didn't find any problems on the roof, so we're going to click no roofing recommendations are offered as a result of this inspection. Alright, so roofing is done. And the way I do it, just to save time, and it's just the way I do it, you don't have to do it, but I'll leave it on recommendations and go to exterior. And what I do is just go back and forth, as you'll see in a minute. But the storms and screens were missing. That's got a picture. The door not fire rated or exterior type, that has a picture. The irrigation system has a picture. So that's all good. So go to limitations. Inspection was prevented by storage in the garage. You can see that I put a picture in there, and it's this picture here. They had quite a bit of storage in the garage that I couldn't see hardly anything, so made sure that they are aware of that, and you'll be able to see that when I generate the report. One of the presets that we have in our reports is the upper floors are expected from ground level. Well, this was a single-story home, so it does not have an upper floor to inspect, so we're going to take that out. And then the exterior expected from ground level, which it was. And the description, these are all that I put in while at the inspection. All this information that while I was there, I put all that information in there on the tablet in the the program in the Horizon app. All right, so exterior is all done. So then we're going to go to structure next. All the information seems to be good in there. Limitations, we already have a preset for limitations on structure. If for some reason you could not get into the attic or roof space, you would deselect this and click no access. But I was able to get in this attic, so we're going to leave that. Any recommendations on the structure? I did not find any structure problems, so we're going to go to here to recommendations overview, and we're going to click no structure recommendations are offered as a result of this inspection. All right, electrical is next. Now, earlier we had, you saw the picture of the cover plate missing on the junction box in the attic. Well, I did not enter that information in the tablet while I was there because I took the picture in the attic, and honestly it just slipped my mind before I left. So always remember that you have that picture, so we're going to go down and scroll down in recommendations and find junction boxes. It's under distribution system. We're going to open that file, and we look at all the different selections, and we've got cover, loose, or missing. So the cover was missing, so that would apply. So we're going to select that item, but the picture is still not there. So you're going to have to click the pencil for edit, and that will open up this screen, and you're going to click this box here that says add to the summary / bottom line. That summary report is the first several pages of the report that shows all the recommendations. So that needs to be in the summary, so you're going to make sure you click that box. All right, I did that, so we're going to click next. And we need to find the picture of that missing cover on the junction box. And here it is right here. So we're going to click to select. We click that little box there, and it even puts it in there, cover, loose, or missing. So that picture will go in that entry when we click save and close. Now as you look up here in the Horizon report, it's got a little picture icon, so that means that picture was entered into the report. Limitations on electrical, these are all preset in the template, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. If for some reason you could not inspect a panel, you would choose that restricted access. If the power was off, obviously click power off, but in this case that the power was on, I was able to get in, so we're just going to leave everything how it was. Description, we've got all the information that we put in the tablet while I was there doing the inspection. Got pictures on everything, that all looks good. So electrical is finished. Got heating is the next section. We have all the information there that we put in during the inspection. Limitations, those are all preset as well, so I wouldn't worry about changing that. In the winter time, you do have to change these pre-selected items because it's not warm weather. You can't run a heat pump in warm weather, but when it's cold outside you can. Actually you can't run the air conditioning, so you'd have to change that as well. But in this case it all applies, so we're going to leave it there. We'll go over to recommendations. There was no heating recommendations. The unit was only 2 years old. It was working great. So we're going to go to overview. No heating recommendations are offered at this time. Cooling is the recommendations. Again, unit was only 2 years old. It was a package unit. It was working great. So we're going to go over recommendations, and no air conditioning or heat pump recommendations are offered as a result of this inspection. Limitations, those are all preset. Heat pump only tested in cooling mode, and that is because it's still a little warm today. If it was cold outside and you did not test it in cooling mode, you would change it to heating mode and expect the limited or prevented by low outdoor temperature. Remember, you don't want to run an air conditioning in the cold weather. You don't want to run heat in the warm weather. Description is all the information that I put in while I was at the inspection, but there's a couple things that I do have to enter here. The supply temperature and return temperature, I took those pictures with my camera because with the flash they just come out better. So I've got 54 degrees here as the supply temperature, so I'm going to click that pencil to edit, find the 54 degree picture, and that is that right there. And we will go down here and copy that, and I apologize for the beeping there. Let me turn this down. My phone, sorry about that. And we're going to paste that there so it will show that degrees underneath the picture. If you don't, it won't. It'll say it in the notes, but it won't say it under the picture. Like here, breaker's exterior wall will show under this picture. So we want to make sure we do that, just make it look better. So save and close. So we see we have a picture there with the supply temperature. That's good. We're going to do the same with the return temperature, which was 73 degrees. Click that. That was one of the selections in the program, so it did enter that information there, so that's fine. Alright, so we have all the other information. That all looks good. The insulation is next. The insulation material was cellulose. Again, we're up in the attic, so we're using our camera. So we don't have a picture of that, but we do on our camera. So we're going to click the pencil to edit. Select the two insulation pictures. Save and close. Now we have the picture there. All the rest of it was already entered. Limitations, that's already preset by entering access, but access was limited. Or by entering attic, sorry. Recommendations, no insulation recommendations are offered. That's already preset. If it's low or missing, then you would deselect that and then change it down here. This one was good, so we're going to leave that. Plumbing. Here we have an entry for anticipated life expectancy of drain, or let's open it so we'll see exactly what it says. Yeah, anticipated life expectancy of cast iron sanitary piping is 50 to 75 years. Recommend a full sewer scope evaluation by a qualified professional. All right, we're going to click this because that's the picture showing that they have the cast iron piping, so that's just going to re-emphasize that. Save and close. Have everything else there. Limitations for plumbing are all preset, so I wouldn't worry about that. Description, we've got all the information that we needed. I don't believe we had any camera pictures for that except for the cast iron. All right, interior is next. All the information is loaded. I did all that. Some of it's preset, a lot of it I entered in the tablet as I was doing the inspection. Limitations, we've got some inspection prevented by storage furnishings, storage in closets and cabinets, that sort of thing. Got recommendations, typical flaws on ceilings, walls, and floors. And I didn't find anything else in the inside, so that's all we have on that. So that's good. So all the information is now entered. We're ready to preview it. You always want to make sure you preview your report before you generate it to make sure you haven't made any mistakes or any omissions. So to preview the report, you just click preview, and that's going to open up a preview of the report that you're going to send to your clients. I like to look at it in full screen, so we're going to click that box there. And now, this is what the client is going to see. This is the title page photo that we designated as title page. Shows the front of the house there. It's got the address, prepared for the client, the date, and who did it. That's me. It's got our logo there. All right, and the first part of the report is going to be the summary, and it's going to be everything that I pointed out that I found that needed, addressing or was a problem. Got a missing screen here. The garage door into the house is not fire rated or exterior type, so that needs to be changed. You got the cover loose or missing on the junction box. See how we entered or we selected that picture from our camera and it put it in the report. That's under electrical. Plumbing, on the waste plumbing, anticipated life expectancy is 50 to 75 years. We're pointing that out. Non-standard shape of material. You've got an S-trap here, and it shows you a diagram there of an S-trap and tells you why that's bad. And then the rest is the interior, which is typical flaws on the ceilings, walls, and floors. So that's it. That's a pretty clean report. Some summary pages are 25 pages long. This one was only 5. So, you just got to make sure you check everything. Luckily, this one was pretty clean. Now it's going to go through the description. And this is the general pictures that we took of the asphalt shingles. Here we've got some flat roofing material, modified bitumen, and tells all the information here. And that's all the little blue boxes that we saw selected in the report. And it also gives the recommendations after that description as well. So it re-emphasizes everything that was on the summary. This has got the exterior information, limitations by storage in the garage. I could not see hardly anything in the garage. So if they find a big hole in the wall behind that stuff, then I apologize, but I could not see it. Got recommendations again. Things we said. The sprinkler system was checked. Alright, we got structure that tells everything about the structure. No structure recommendations. Electrical's next. We've got the distribution panel with the main disconnect. Got a little auxiliary panel there in the garage. Shows the wiring. It was all done very well. Just one recommendation, that missing cover. Next goes in the heating. I've got a package unit that was up on the roof. So we got heating information. All of that looks good. No recommendations. Cooling is next. It's the same picture because it's the same unit. Model number, serial number. Bryant is the manufacturer. Age. Got the supply temperature and the return temperature. As you can see, those are also pictures that I uploaded from the camera. There's the rest of the cooling recommendations. No recommendations. Insulation pictures, that's good. Plumbing, we've got pictures of the exterior wall shutoff valves here. Check the pressure. Pressure was good. Picture of the water heater, which was a tankless water heater, by the way. It's very nice. Picture of the water softener. They got a reverse osmosis underneath the sink. You want to document all that information so the client knows what it is and where it is. Recommendations was the cast iron piping. We recommend that they get it checked. They don't have to, but we do recommend it. Again, shows the S-trap for the plumbing. And then we have the interior information, all those little blue boxes that you saw that we checked. All that information is in there. Limitations were storage and furnishings, storage in closets, cabinets, cupboards, blah, blah, blah. All right, so that's it. That's the end of the report. Like I said, that's a pretty clean one. So we're going to close that out. And now everything looks good. We didn't have to make any changes, so we're going to generate a report. So we're going to go up to Report Publishing. I'm going to click that item. And then if you see down here, there's a blue box that says Generate. You're going to click that button, and it's going to generate a report that you're going to send to your clients. And it's going to ask you, did you check all your required items? And I did, so everything's fine. So we're going to click OK. It's going to generate that same report that we just looked at. And it's going to say version 1. So we're going to click version 1, and it's going to bring up that same report that we just looked at. And up here you have a download button, print button, and also rotate clockwise. We don't want to do that. So we want to download this report onto our computer. So I'll show you where it goes in just a second. We're going to click download. And again, I'm using Windows 10, so this may look different on your computer, but I had already made a folder under my documents called FBI Group Completed Reports. So every report that I download goes into this folder. So that way if I ever have to go back and reference one, I know exactly where it is. And it'll say Inspection 716 Sahara Drive. So we're going to save that. And you can see here it's downloading. And now it's done. So we're going to exit that. Go back to the home screen in Horizon. And you can see all the highlighted boxes here are all works in progress. And you can see my name is now gone and that address is gone. So that report is done. If you want to double check to make sure, you're going to go over here to completed, and you see there now my name and 716 Sahara Drive, Sun City Center. That's just the one that we just did. So we're done here in Horizon. If you had more than one report, obviously you would do the same thing on your other ones. Like Patrick today has 3, so he's going to have to do that, what we just did, 3 times. So we're done though with Horizon, so I'm going to exit out of that. So now what we're going to do is go back to our main screen, and we find that we have that inspection information here. To upload the report, you go all the way to the right where it says complete inspection. If the check mark is blue, it has not been uploaded yet. If it's green, you can see Ernie already did his report. It says complete inspection again. Upload another report or rename an inspection. That means there's already been an inspection uploaded there. But ours is blue because we haven't uploaded it yet. So we're going to click that little check mark. It's going to bring you to this screen. And we're going to select the file to upload, which is the report that we just finished. Again, already made a folder with FBI Group completed reports. That's kind of important so you'll know where they are. These are all the reports that I've done last little bit, but we have the one we just did on the Horizon, so we're going to double click that. You can see where it's uploading into Horizon, or excuse me, to ISN. So now see the check mark has turned green, so we're good to go. And that's all you got to do. I will go over how to email the report in another video, but that's where we're at, and hope that helps.